Welcome back, everyone. Round 3 is upon us. We are still at our play-ins, and we've got two new incredible teams coming in. I'm still Sovdan. I'm here with my new good friend, Tau Panda, and we're going to see someone again here. We're going to see one of our old friends back.
Domination. Since we last saw Dapper, they have gone on to win their second round. And Glossy Guava, I believe you were saying, they've also won their first 2 rounds?
Not only have they also won their first 2 rounds, both teams are actually 5-1. So we are in a tie for first place. So this is an important match when we're looking at down the line for seeding and looking at this. This is gonna be an important match, and it starts here right now with Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker.
I love Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. You don't see it too often, but the left side flank from the offensive side. We'll see.
What we'll see again here is the Ren picking up that blaster though, and as team load in, you know, that was all Ren had, and we have to shout him out because Ren gave an incredible performance on that with that blaster in the previous round, and they're gonna have to do it again here if they're gonna want to stay undefeated.
Yes, they will. But the biggest thing about Dapper was their coordination, their teamwork. They would pop their tacticooler and they would just keep coming back.
Gets 2 in the post-mortem, an incredible opener from them. They will get stopped though, and Glossy Guava will manage to hold. They'll have the high ground to push down upon them and rain the ink down. But speaking of raining, there's going to be quite a few specials coming online shortly, including that Trizuka looking for more. Couldn't quite find it though. Triple link strike coming down as well to try to pop that and get some space here, but 2 fall for Glossy Guava. The Rainmaker will reset just from being left alone, so back to the center for the Dapper domination.
Yes, the end zap for Dapper went down a little bit early during that push. They came back, they got picked again, they finally got their juice out, but Glossy Guava is really controlling a lot of this map right now.
It's really important to keep control of this mid, especially now with these pedestals kind of on the sides to force you to really play differently. It's going to force it out. They'll get out of a monster, and they'll get the Rainmaker back in a position as there's finally a contest. The bubble will come down as well as the triple ink strike comes in. Looking for more, just trying to force this out. You just have to keep control of this space, looking, and has to try to pressure out. The blaster continuing to look for picks. Finally it pops, but the Rainmaker, no one's there to move it.
Nope, no one's there to move it for Dapper domination.
Oh, good stop. Great read from that. They'll get the Rainmaker in, but it doesn't get slammed, so the lead will hold there as yet another cooler comes down. Just looking for more with that Splatling, looking for try to put some stop here. They won't pop it in the domination. 3 minutes on the clock. They're not looking as dominating as they were in these previous rounds.
They are not. It could be that Glossy Guava, since they're coming off of a lot of wins, maybe they're confident, and they're getting to know each other better, and so they're giving Dapper a run for their money, it looks like.
The Rainmaker resets again. 2:30 on the clock. That's 3 down for Dapper domination. There's the wipe. Glossy Guava have the chance to move this. This should be a free dunk right into that first pedestal. The path is clear, and they'll slam it home.
No, I think they got stopped right before they took the checkpoint.
Yeah, they did.
Again.
Surely this time. There it is. There's the checkpoint break. So surely 3 down again for Dapper domination means that Glossy Guava has control of the Rainmaker. They just need to take the space that goes with it here. 2 minutes on the clock and a 60 point to 77, but the shots come in and the Rainmaker drops again.
But they were able to get down to 53. Getting those few extra points even after the checkpoint is essential, especially on this map for Rainmaker.
They just come in. Trizuka blocked immediately. Great bubble placement by the side of the domination. They are reading this. They understand what's happening. The cooler will go down. The specials will come out, and they know they have to make the push here to fall. But the Rainmaker again falls back to mid. Glossy Guava just denying them the chance to move it out as the blaster shots continue to fire. It's a Clash Blaster though.
The Clash Blaster is doing a great job zoning people out, taking advantage of any of the domination teammates that come out around their corners. It was also the Clash Bastard that took the lead up to 53.
And they'll continue to have that. We'll have that lead for now for the Glossy Guava. But, I mean, you can see he's playing in the bubble. He's like, guys, I have it. We're ready to go. Jump in. But minute left on the clock, and the trades will come through. Means that Dapper Domination doesn't quite have the leg to stand on. The bombs force them back. And unfortunately, they'll get picked 3 down again for Domination, a familiar place to be. And Glossy Guava now just has the space to push. As you can see, the Rainmaker shot, making those shots in 30 and counting. They're pushing it. They can smell it. They will get stopped in the last minute, but that's more than enough to put the pressure onto Dapper Domination. 30 seconds left, and the Trizuka comes out. It's a wipeout for Guava. Domination have the chance. They have to push back now.
They have to, and they have to get people ahead of the Rainmaker, laying ink on the ground. Guava is doing such an excellent job at just always having ink, always letting their teammates move around, and we're not seeing that from Dapper.
Domination are split. They're playing at 2 different angles. Where are you guys playing from? 10 seconds on the clock. Special's up, but the Rainmaker is still sitting there waiting. Means it's up for grabs. The Rainmaker was picked up by Glossy Guava. It's down, so that means they are going to trigger the overtime. They'll have a chance to get it here. This is Dapper Domination's last shot. Overtime is there, but they immediately lose it.
Gosh!
Dapper Domination, unfortunately, will fall here in game 1. And, I mean, it was quite a showing from both those teams, but Glossy Guava really just kept them in check, never giving them the chance to move past mid. You got to respect that, and I think a lot of that comes from the play.
Games in round 1.
Quite
But
honestly,
the shoe is on the other tentacle, it appears.
they'll get it back, hopefully. And as we move on, it's one of your favorite places to be. We're going back into the mall. It's Makomart for Splat Zones this time. And this Zones, to me, always struck me as one of the more interesting ones to go to. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Hang tight as we get ready for game 2. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about that little bit of technical issue here. Game 2 starting. Makomart Splat Zones here, and Tao, I mean, Glossy Guava had a dominant performance there as we're looking to game 2. I think the way they controlled the middle of Humpback Pump Track really does speak to how they may play zones as well.
And even though this map, you know, of course, it has a little bit of a different characteristic to it, in a lot of ways it is similar because you have the main middle area, you've got the 2 stacks. So if you think of those kind of like the windows on Humpback Pump Track, Glossy Guava, with how they play, I really feel like they might be able to keep Dapper just blocked out from the zone entirely.
We're going to have to see what changes. The load-ins, we'll see a bit of a different backline coming out here. And that's something I haven't seen since it was so dominant in 2, if my memory serves me correctly, for MBJKY.
Yes, the Jet Squelcher. I love to see it, but you really don't see it too much.
It's a tough weapon given the state of Splatoon. 3 live, though, takes the 3v1, an aggressive play from Dapper Domination. I love the idea, but we didn't quite get there. Triple Ink Strike will come through, and they got the early first take, getting it to 79, but it will flip to the side of Glossy Guava. The Trizuka comes out just to clear out any remaining stragglers, but they'll have it control as it ticks down from 90.
Yes, and Rexy is here in a great position by the sponge, trying to take the first aggressive foot, but gets punished for it, gets caught off a little bit there on the timing. And the zone does flip for Dapper Domination. I want to see them take the stack here. I want to see them keep these ledges in check.
They're going to have to try to keep that high ground under control, and they have the weapons to do it. They committed 2 specials to win that, though, so they're going into this with just the backliner here. 4 minutes ticking down. They do have the lead now for Dapper Domination. And they're going to have to try to commit in as the specials begin to fly. We'll see the juice comes through. Gren falls early, making Glossy Guava have the lead, but the trades come through. Two down on 1, so it looks like it will flip to Glossy Guava as they'll get control as the Clash Blaster continues to just spray and chase away whoever remains.
Yeah, the Clash Blaster, it did follow up. Their teammate was having a fight down there. I think they got picked, but the Clash Blaster cleaning up, making sure nobody escapes. Oh, Rogue Fizzy Bomb took out NZAP. And so that's going to be a while now before they get their juice, but Dapper has been on point with those tacticalers.
35 before Glossy Guava drops the point. 3 minutes on the clock, and there'll be an Humpback to come in just to try to help the front line alleviate the pressure. Shot goes in, doesn't find anybody though, so they'll lose control and maintain it as the penalties begin to tick down. 3 down for Dapper Domination means that Glossy Guava maintain control. They're burning through the penalty, and they're at 35, so just extending their lead here as they control these high grounds.
Yes, I would like to see Glossy Guava have a little bit more offensive pressure. They're kind of letting Dapper come back into mid and stall the zone so they stop getting points. But they are getting the picks. So, you know, if this is what works, it works.
Yeah, it's Glossy Guava are just reading Dapper Domination's play. They're just letting them, saying, look, if you're just going to run in, we're just going to take our 2v1s and win it. Ink Strike out just to make sure it clears the space. But, I mean, look at this. They are just in the backline. 2 already there and finally gets stopped, but it's 3 down. There's the wipeout. Means that Glossy Guava will continue to take this down 30 with 2:15 on the clock, and they are firmly in control. They haven't lost a fight yet, Tao.
They have not. And really, Dapper, they might have to just send somebody out there to neutralize the zone as best as they can before they get their specials out. But they didn't get the chance.
No specials could help that. You can't help that when it just ticks down to 0, and it's a 2-0 already going into this. And Glossy Guava, they're vying for that #1 seed. They are showing that they want to make sure they earn it.
Yes. I don't know if it's because we're seeing a couple of our free agent veterans here, if it's because they've spent more time playing together for this specific tournament, but the teamwork, the follow-ups we're seeing from Glossy Guava, I think, are really cinching it for them.
You alluded to this earlier, you know, you want to see these teams play together. We know they haven't had a lot of time, but realistically, if your comms are kind of struggling, that's going to make a big difference. You know, it's going to change some things up. I believe we are seeing no, that can't be a sub. Let's say we're seeing Calbs there with the 2 wipers was a new thing that I hadn't seen, because I haven't, you know, usually you think of a high impact weapon, you think of wipers, but I feel like the wiper from Glossy Guava has been the least interesting thing to talk about, unfortunately.
Yes, it has been. Rexy has been putting in a lot of work, for sure, but I just overall, like, I just can't say it enough. The follow-ups is just something that stands out between these two teams right now.
Right, you are. This may be a free agent singles tournament, but the teamwork is truly the thing that matters, and coming together with the power of friendship as quick as you can is going to get you a better seed and going to get you further once we make those cuts. So map 3 is coming up here, and I don't know about you, but I need a refresher because I have the memory of a goldfish. It's Shipshape Cargo on tower control. Thank you, wonderful producing, gentle friend. Shipshape
Cargo, tower control. This one, it's a little bit strange. It feels like it's really hard to pick up momentum and keep it with this map mode.
Well, momentum is going to be the only thing that really is going to be playing against the side of the Dappers. They're going to have to pick this up, and we'll see the charger from Fake Brian this time. They're going to try to use they're going to try to use this length to their advantage. So Brian's going to have to be a real G and pick the shots here. Roxy falls early means that finally Dapper again will have the chance to kind of push this and have to take it. But the triple ink strike already, 2 down for Glossy Guava, means that they're going to have to commit those specials to try to hold it off here. And I mean, as the specials continue to fold, Dapper Domination will use theirs later, which means they'll finally get control of the tower and push this up a little bit.
Yes, we saw the Inkzuka, sorry, the Trizuka. We saw the Wave Breaker for the Dappers. They did get 2 down. They're trying to get past this checkpoint, but they've already lost 2 members of their own. If they can get past this first checkpoint, though, I think that would be a pretty good sign for this game 3.
Not with 3 down. They're not getting past nothing, unfortunately. So they'll see themselves back to spawn. Yeah, there's the wipeout. Yeah, they ain't getting anywhere. The only place they're seeing is back to spawn. So Glossy Guava, look at how effectively they take that space. There's 2 up immediately contesting the respawns, and they'll start to move the cart already, pushing their way towards that first thing with 4 minutes on the clock.
They do find a pick, but both teams are down 1. The Trizuka
hits 3!
Oh,
huge! Finally gets taken down. Their rampage ended, but the damage was done. That means that push is over.
And I don't even know if everyone was able to take advantage of that Tacticooler, so Dapper has a chance now to put some ink down on the ground and actually build up the momentum that we were talking about.
Jumpers are back. Wavebreaker is down. Bubble as well. So all specials in. The picks begin to trade, though. That's going to be 2 of the midliners out with 3 minutes on the clock. Tower at center. Looking for anything. There's a pick from Fake Brian. Keeping it real. Finds Peter. So they're going to have the chance to pick. It's a regular Family Guy brawl here as Brian takes out Peter.
Brian's doing a great job extending the range of the teammates, keeping the pressure on. The laser, you never want to see it pointing at you in the court on your side of the map. And so I feel like that alone is doing a good job for Dapper here to put some pressure finally on Guava.
The pressure is there, and they'll finally clear checkpoint 1 as they continue to roll this cart through it. This is the first time they've had that pressure through, and they're committing everything on to that cart. That tower continues to move. The Wavebreaker and the Bubble are there, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to keep them going. And Guava is going to push back hard. They're going to commit the drinks early so they can take this space back.
Yes, drinks might have been a little bit too early. They did lose. They got a trade. But they do have 2 more specials online, and they are respawned already because they did have the Tacticooler. And there is a lot of blue ink on the ground. The Tri-Strikes are coming out. The Trizuka finding some space. But 2 down, I don't know if they're going to get past this first checkpoint.
Trizuka there to clear the cart. Brian will touch just to make sure it starts rolling back their way. Just looking. Knows there's someone there. Couldn't quite clear the shot. Trying to clear off the rest of it, but the Domination have gotten what they wanted here. Minute 45 on the clock tells us that there's going to be a few more pushes left. Tower still at mid, but you know, now that the teams have reset and the first pick falls on the Domination, Guava going to try to take this. The Mind's just looking and putting in the work. Does get picked by the sniper in the backline. The trades 2 through, make that 3-2. Glossy Guava is down, and the Dappers are going to have to regroup and try again.
Yes, and there's jumps coming in on this ramp. Zuka finds an early pick on the defending Dappers. This might be the chance if they can keep people alive long enough. Now it's just the Clash. The Clash finds their Zuka, but doesn't find any picks.
In the nick of time, though, they did get the stop, though, so all the specials didn't go to waste. And you can see Dapper Domination, they know they need to come up with something here. It's a minute on the clock, means we're coming into last fights. So they'll start it off with those triple ink strikes, try to get the pressure in, pushing out, clears the space, goes aggressive with the Trizuka, doesn't find anybody, gets punished for it. Means the Dapper Domination is down 1, the trades continue to come through, 1 cooler is up, and Guava has control of the tower.
There's a lot of ink down. It's getting a little chaotic here as they try to take the lead. 2 go down for Dappers, but they're down as well. 3 on their own side.
Guava, the last member to eventually fall. Domination is in control of this, though. Will drop the bubble to try to pressure this out. 17 on the clock. Counting. They lose 1, but they still have cart control. They lose a second, and suddenly Glossy Guava is coming back with a vengeance. 10 on the clock. Looking for more. Going to try to make this a perfect 3-0. Throws out a sub, can't quite find anything, looking for more, but the damage is done. Glossy Guava have control of the cart. They just need to keep pushing. They're 2 points behind. They can't not afford to get off here, but they're down 1. Breld looking for more, can't quite find it. Someone playing up, but can't quite get it. The jumper is in. Rexy looking desperately to make it, can't quite get through, gets punished. It finds 1, but they cannot afford to get off the cart here. No, they get pushed off! And Dapper finally claim a point in the 11th hour.
Yeah, that was great defense. It got a little hairy there at the end for Dapper, but really, they finally started doing a lot of things working off of each other instead of solo, I think, in that game. And it paid off.
That's what you get for teamwork, right? Like looking and capitalizing off your other successes. It gets you those points, and unfortunately they lose the set. But as we've said, every point matters here. It's round 3, and time is running out in these prelims, so every single point matters. They will fall now to second place, and Glossy Guava will move firmly into first. So Dapper Domination, you're not too hurt by this. You know, you lost to the number 1 seed, the number 1 at this point, but you can't afford to lose much more here. So this may be a match we see in the finals down the line even.
I hope so. I want to see this in Top Cut.
Well, Top Cut is around the corner, but for right now, we're going to take a quick break, give everybody a chance to rehydrate. We'll be back in a few minutes with our final prelim round in just a minute.